everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back with another brand new video. Today's video we are back with another episode of the Rangers Roundup series. That's right, it's that time of the week once again where we take all the tricklets of Rangers news, we bring them and we round them up, hence the name. But before we actually get there and start breaking down today's video, I just want to say we are closing the gap towards 26k, and boy is it close now. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all the support in the recent videos. Apps and Rocky just has to get in look because he thinks it's all about him. Did you see that? When we start talking about the channel hitting 26, who steps up? Rocky Boy Johnson. Now before I was so rudely interrupted by Rocky Boy Johnson, I was just saying a massive thank you for all the support recently. We are really closing that gap and continue on our way towards 55k. But without any further ado, let's just dive into this week's Rangers Roundup then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Story number 1 then, it's going to be a rumour that's really been heating up over the last 4 or 5 days now. Jake Hastie has actually came out and addressed these rumours about joining up with Rangers Football Club, and he says it's all just speculation, there's been nothing signed as of yet. And that was actually echoed by the Motherwell manager Stuart Robertson, who says they have offered him the best possible contract offer and that's still on the table, and he's hoping that Jake actually signs, but he did go on so to confirm that he has not signed elsewhere either. Now obviously later on in today's video I'm going to ask you guys, do you one think we should sign Jake Hastings, and also do you believe that this will actually happen? But before we actually answer that, let's break down the actual man himself and look at the player profile and see if Rangers should actually sign the man or not. Jake Hastie is 19 years old. He is an attacking left-sided winger who can also play on the right when actually needed. Now fun fact about Jake, when he went back to Motherwell at January, Gogsy on the SPFL show said, look out for this guy, he could be really something. So if you've been tuning into that show, you already know a lot about Jake Hastings from obviously Gogsy talking about him each and every single week. But just in case you don't, let's break down the man himself. Now Hastie's got a bit of a growing reputation in Scotland, especially for scoring belters. He's scored a couple for Motherwell already, but his overall season stats have been 36 games, 10 goals and 7 assists. Now if I'm honest with you, 23 of those games were actually played in the Championship, where he did score 3 goals and 4 of his assists in 23 appearances, which is it's not bad for a Championship level player. But it's when you actually look at his form since he's returned to Motherwell, you start saying, alright, there's actually a player in there, because he's actually doing better in the top flight of the Scottish game than he did at the Championship. Mind blowing. Now in all competitions so far this season, he has played 13 games for Motherwell. He has 6 goals and 1 assist. But when you go even further into that and just look at his league form, it's absolutely amazing. He's one of the best statistically wingers in the actual league. He has 8 games, 5 goals and 1 assist. Now that is impressive, because that seems to be the highest level in the toughest competition that he can play in the Scottish football. He actually plays better. And it's not just impressive for a Motherwell player or anything or any stigma like that. It's actually impressive when you compare him to our wingers so far this season. Per minutes and game ratio has better than nearly everyone in our club winger-wise. I mean, if you compare him to Daniel Candeias, who's played 25 games in the league so far this season, he only has 5 goals and 5 assists. That's right, with so much more games played and a lot more minutes, he only has 4 more assists than Jake does so far since January. Now Jake gets even more curious when you compare him to Ryan Kent, who is probably everyone's favourite player this season apart from Alfredo Morelos. Like, so attacking, so good, he's won so many fan voted man of the matches, and he's deserved every single one he's ever won because he's been outstanding all season long. But when you look from a stats perspective, he's played 20 games in the league, he has 5 goals, so the same as Jake, and 6 assists. So he's only got 5 more assists than Jake does and 12 more appearances in the league. That stat right there, comparison, really blew me away. Now, Ryan Kent should probably be in double figures for assists by far if Scotty Arfield could just finish one of those cutbacks. But again, stats are stats. We don't know what's happening on the Motherwell side if they're missing chances as well. But yeah, that one got me really excited about the potential signing of Jake Hastie. Now, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, he's sort of Motherwell's wonder kid, like 19 years old, young, so much raw talent. And when you compare him to our wonder kid, Glenn Middleton, who started the season off so well, sort of fell away now and struggling to break into the squad, but again he's still got very high potential, and Gerrard still talks very highly of him. But when you compare the two of them, Glenn Middleton has 13 games, 2 goals and 3 assists, so Jake's actually done more than Glenn Middleton has this season in the league. Now I would like to say I'm not giving up on Glenn Middleton. You all know how much I love Middleton Hings, and I think he's still going to be special for us. And it's also worth noting that Glenn Middleton has played a lot less minutes than Jake, but I found that very interesting statistic. Like, obviously young, both similar ages, both similar height already in the Scottish game, and putting them together, Jake leads both categories. Now, what we always do in these types of videos is we look at their overall career now. It's got to be mentioned that he's played a lot of games in League One and obviously in the Championship. He's only really stepped up to the SPFL top division so far this season, but from the stats that I just mentioned, he's doing well. But his overall stats in all competitions: 74 games played, 14 goals, 13 assists, which is not too shabby, Alonso, either. And the last thing we're actually going to look at Jake Hastings' player profile is his flexibility, especially if he's coming to Rangers. You know what I mean? You're not always going to be guaranteed one spot. You're going to need to be able to play in multiple positions, touch wood, in case any injuries actually happen. Now, as mentioned, he's not played too many career games, but he has covered on a couple of positions. Left wing's obviously his number one position. He's played at left mid, he's played at right wing, right mid, centre attacking mid, he's played at out and out striker, and also just in the hole behind the striker as well, which is actually quite impressive for someone that's 19, already covering and learning in those positions as well. So that's actually his player profile all done, and if I'm honest with you, when I sat back and I looked at all the stats, I was very, very impressed with Jake Hastie. Obviously, I heard a lot about him from Gogsy on the SPFL show, but you know, Gogsy's Gogsy, so I never really looked into it too much, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised, and if Jake Hastie did come, I'd be absolutely delighted with it. But should he come, and is there room for Jake Hastie at the Glasgow Rangers? That is the next question that we're actually going to be breaking down and looking at some of the people that's obviously in his position right now. So if he's coming here as a left winger, who have we got at the football club? Let's say Ryan Kent doesn't sign for Rangers. I know my heart just got ripped in two as well, but let's say he goes back to Liverpool and we can't sign him or anything like that, or maybe moves on somewhere else. Who do we have at the football club at the start of next season where Jake Hastie could potentially be at Rangers? We've obviously got Jamie Murphy. Touch on wood that he's fully back, fit and able to go. We've obviously got Glenn Middleton, our wonder kid. We've got Jordan Jones, who a lot of people is actually forgetting about. He's coming in the door. And you've obviously seen that Grezler's played a lot of games at left wing as well, so he can also cover in that position. Daniel Candeias, I wouldn't really suggest can play on the left, because every single game he's ever played for us is pretty much on the right hand side, but still it's pretty stacked. You know, Jamie Murphy, Glenn Middleton and also Jordan Jones. That's a hard little battle to try and break in there, Jakey boy. But on the right hand side, where he has played 8 games overall in his career, he may have a cheeky little chance in there. Obviously Daniel Candeias, we all love him, he works hard for us, but he is getting a wee bit older, and the only person we have at right wing just now is obviously Grezler, who the jury's certainly still out on. But anyway, that's me all done and dusted on the Jake Hastie side of things. That's his player profile broke down, and also where he would play in his overall competition next season. On. All that's left is for now is to ask you guys, one, should we sign Jake Hastie in your opinion? Now you know more about the man, and also do you think it will actually happen as well? I think I kind of let it slip earlier on in the video that yes, I would certainly take Jake Hastie. Now, does he need to come in and play right away for the Glasgow Rangers? His stats maybe suggest that he probably should, but we could also loan him back out to Motherwell for the rest of the season, or develop him somewhere else. I mean, we've got a lot of money put in our academy right now. You could also be learning on the fly there, just like Glenn Middleton, and come up when actually needed, because you never know what's going to happen, obviously, with injuries, etc. But I think having another young, talented player there ready to pull on the shirt for the Glasgow Rangers, I think, unlike Chris Boyd, that's a good thing. What are you doing, Chris? Do you remember how young you were when you signed from another Scottish team to the Glasgow Rangers? You forced your way into the team and you never looked back. What are you doing, Chris? Think about it. But anyway, while you're getting your thoughts and opinions out there down in the section below, it's time to jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. I simply asked them the same question as I asked you guys. In your opinion, should Rangers sign Jake? 22% of the people votes for no, but 78% of the people votes for yes. And I rate that all day long. Deacon Neil writes in, not proven yet, would give it an actual few years. Alfie's just misunderstood, writes in, superb young talent, and definitely for me, this should definitely be a part of our transfer policy moving forward, signing young, talented youngsters. Jorginho Mindset writes in, we should focus on centre halves. Honestly, yeah, Worrell's okay and can be really good on his day, but we still don't have another dependable centre back other than Connor Goldson. Fair enough, mate. Kirk writes in, hope we do it just to wind up the rest of the league. Ross Henderson says 100% yes, he looks like a real talent, young, pacey, skillful and can score goals, and for a development fee, that's perfect business. Bye bye Candeias. But the last one we'll actually discuss and we'll read out in today's video will come from bang. We'll stop it right there, and it comes from Andrew Wilson, the OG of the channel. He says, aye, why no? Especially since Boyd said not to sign him. Can send him back to Motherwell on loan if he needs game time, which we can't give him. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's very, very interesting to hear from the people's point of view. Please, if you haven't done so already, get involved in the comments and get yours out there. Story number 2, as you can imagine, is going to be a lot shorter than story number 1, or be here all damn day. And I know you guys didn't want to watch me for that long, so let's get to it then, shall we? It's a bit of obvious news that everyone's pretty much heard of by now, but again, it comes under the bracket, so I'm going to use it because I'm desperate for the content. But it's nonetheless the news that Alfredo Morelos has signed a 1-year contract extension, obviously getting a bumper on his actual pay rise. And also I would like to rule out that there's no release in the actual contract, because when we announce good news, like people like Phil the Blogger and all that stuff likes to write pish and make things up and try and pretend that this stuff's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there is no £10 million release clause and Alfredo Morelos is no contract. I meant to say new contract there, but we'll keep it in because of the passion. Now, as you can imagine, Alfredo Morelos is going to be a hot ticket in the summer. People are going to be coming in hoping to prize him away from Ibrox. So it's very clever business from Rangers' point of view, adding another year on his contract, which is obviously just going to raise his value even damn higher. But I wouldn't necessarily rule out that Alfredo Morelos is definitely being sold now. That's why we're giving him a new contract. By his own statement, by his own words, he seems pretty damn happy here. He loves the fans. He loves the connection he has with the fans. So you never know. It could just be someone sort of committing his actual passion and another couple of years at least, or maybe even just one Alfredo, to the Glasgow Rangers. So I just want to ask you guys, story number 2, very, very briefly, what's your thoughts on Alfredo Morelos signing a new contract? And also, do you think there is now a chance that he will stay on another year at the Famous? Now, unfortunately, it's that time once again where we have reached the third and final part of this week's Rangers Roundup. I know, hashtag sad face. Fucking out of breath there, Jesus. But as always, the third and final part is actually picked by you guys to be asked or either discussed down in the comment section below. And this week's one comes in from Sean Carson at SCarson1872. He says, Morelos playing on Tuesday. If he's booked, he misses the semi-final against Celtic. What is your thoughts? Now, I'm going to be very brief for this one. You can't make a semi-final if you didn't win it, and I think Alfredo Morelos gives us the best chance to actually get there, so I'd rather roll the dice and actually make it to a semi-final rather than sort of resting our best striker and not making one, you know what I mean? But again, that is just my thoughts. Sean has also asked you guys your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you be getting involved and let me know what you would do with the Alfredo Morelos situation. On. But before we wrap up, I just want to shout out the 51 strong on the Patreon account. I cannot thank you guys enough for all your support. If you would like to join the channel, the link for that is down in the description below. And as always, I've been Sage over 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.